On Affliction, we've brought you booner bullfrogs, man-eating turtles, and pheasants that are faster than chickens. But we are about ready to try and pull off the impossible. We're going spring turkey hunting for all 4 subspecies of turkeys, the Grandslam, one spring with only a bow. Can we do it? You better believe it.
Wanted to be anybody's anything. I never wanted to be anybody's anything. I never wanted to be anybody's anything. I never wanted to be anybody's anything at all. Anybody's anything.
We train hard. We train all the time. Because everything we do is so like unexpected, off the wall. Nobody knows what the outcome is going to be and if we can even do it. So we have to train. And this week we are training using some balloons. And the theory is that the balloons are the size of a turkey's body. Now, even though you have to hit a turkey in a really small spot to take it down, to bust its legs, to put a vital hit on it, you've got to make sure that you're able to do it at different yardages, sitting in an awkward position. And we're not going to have that luxury of sitting in a chair in a blind. We got to do it from the ground, and we've got to do it with stealth. And we've actually got to be as slick as ninja squirrels. We got to pull off this shot on this turkey that's coming in that doesn't want to ride in the back of the Dodge. So we've got all the odds stacked against us. So we better get to training. Hey everybody, this is Affliction. I'm Chief Wappa Tom, actually 4 of them. Welcome to Affliction. We're gonna do a little training. This is our training segment. We're gonna train to shoot turkeys off the ground with no blind, the way they did back in the old days. And by old days, I mean a long time ago. We got old little princess over back there behind me. She's gonna go put out the balloons. We're gonna practice on balloons with strings at about 3 foot off the ground. And I gotta build my little blind. So let's build the blind, get down there and put them balloons out so we can start practicing. I'm gonna use this camouflex right here. I'm gonna set up the way we need to hunt turkeys. So we'll start off. That first one looks about 20 yards. Call that turkey in. Tom comes in, and he's coming right to the decoy. Right when he gets to the decoy, just pick up your bow. You get it drawn, just like that. Ooh, we just hit right to the right of it. All nice and smooth.
I'll never get it back. I'll never get it back. I'll never get it back. No better, no.
We got that one too. We need to prepare for the unexpected. That's the main thing, is getting drawn on these birds, because you never know when you might have a spooky turkey and you got to make a quick shot on them. So you get here, duck down real low, nice and low, and you got to make a quick shot. Quick drawback, and then make a quick shot. Thank you. You're moving further away. Make it even harder. You got any more balloons around here?
Yes, we do.
All right, everybody, here's the deal. When turkeys come in, the main thing that you have to get by is you have to get by their eyes. Their eyes are probably the best in the woods. You've got to be able to get drawn and make the shot, because turkeys don't give you many chances. All right, 57 yards. Here we go. So now that we've popped a whole bunch of balloons at a whole bunch of distances, I'm talking from 20 to 60, I think that's gonna be good enough. There's one final test, and that final test is gonna be if I can cut this string, letting the balloon fly up in the air, and making sure that I have the ultimate shot. Game on. Turkey. Turkey. Okay, so you've seen the whole turkey training. This right here is the music video. This is a collage of 4 states and 2 months worth of hunting for these crazy turkeys that we love to chase.
Situation and you flip it. Yeah, you take the aggravation and you kick it. Yeah, you take humiliation and you crush it. Yeah, you take the motion, lotion, love it, love it, love it, love it. I wanna go all the way, I can find the words to say. I walk in circles every day, day, day. Yeah, you take the tradition, embrace it. Yeah, you take a confession and you hear it. Yeah, you take the destination and you drive it. When a heavy station rockin', 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 rockin'. Wanna go all the way, I can find the words to say. I walk in circles every day, day, day.
What? Wow, no baby! Oh!
Circles every day, day, day.
Oh, his tail came off! That's just weird, get there!
Oh, look out! Oh, look out!
Big Dad. It was stalking us. It was stalking us.
Yeah, you take the destination and you drive it. When a heavy station rockin', 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 rockin'. Wanna go all the way, I can find the words to say. I walk in circles every day, day, day. I wanna go all the way, I can find the words to say. I walk in circles every day, day, day. You wanna go all the way, you can find the words to say. I walk in circles every day, day, day. You wanna go all the way, you can find the words to say. I walk in circles every day, day, day. You walk in circles every day, day, day. Ooh, can't let yourself decay. The rain washes away the pain. Absorb the sound that we spray. Color like I shall say. The nurse shall say, okay, 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 okay. Wanna go all the way, I can't find the words to say. I walk in circles every day, day, day. I wanna go all the way, I can't find the words to say. I walk in circles every day, day, day. You wanna go all the way, you can't find the words to say. Walk in circles every day, day, day. You wanna go all the way, you can't find the words to say. Circles every day, day, day. You walk in circles every day, day, day. Yes, you do. Walk in circles every day, day, day. Yes, you do. Walk in circles every day.
Crazy. Crazy.
All right, first up is the Osceola. We're after an Osceola because it is the hardest one to get, and you better start your slam off with them, and it's pretty much the earliest season. This is gonna be my first Osceola ever. We're gonna have to go there, get set up, figure out these birds, and get after it.
Good morning. We're still in Florida. We're still hunting Osceolas with a bow. It's a beautiful morning. The turkeys still aren't gobbling. They're still not fired up. It was 50 degrees last night. I don't know what's going on. As soon as this field dries, I bet you there'll be some big old toms, at least in it, maybe strutting. We're gonna try to put one of these big arrows to it.
So we're all tucked into our cedar, and there's this big gobbler that has just walked out and stood underneath this cedar tree out across this little swamp. And all I can do is call at him to get his attention, but the bird will not move. He's just standing there and gobbling.
11:30. We're just getting ready to get up and go for lunch, but we are now in holding position because there's a big giant gobbler out here in this field.
So the bird's standing there and gobbling and just frustrating the heck out of you. Any of y'all that turkey hunt know what I'm feeling right now. You want to throw everything but the kitchen sink at him. And this time, I brought the kitchen sink, and it's a gobble.
He's coming.
I hit him with one of them, and here he comes. He thinks there's another gobbler over there, and they're not gonna mess with his little hen. This is his territory. He's gotta come 250 yards across the swamp, and he's doing it. I see the tips of his tail fan come over that little levee, and I get the full draw. He pops up over this levee, and he goes right by Ike and Tina, my decoys, go all the way to the end, and come right back in. And I can't shoot him because there's a little bit of brush.
No, I don't mind, I don't mind. No, I don't mind, I don't mind. Oh, bring it back one time, yeah.
I see the tips of his tail fan come over that little levee, and I get the full draw, and he doesn't stand still for a second. He's past the decoys. I think he's gonna leave, and then he turns to come back, and I got a few pieces of brush in front of me, and then he takes a couple more steps to the right. He's going toward my Jake decoy. I give him a couple yelps to stop him. He's not like a deer. He didn't want to stop, so I had to whack him on the run. So the Osceola down, and now we're headed to Texas after the Rio. We're gonna be hunting a big green field with these senderos and these thickets all the way around it. We're gonna set up on this corner where these birds been using, and the roost trees are behind us. So you know that they have to come there sometime today. And there's a whole bunch out in the field right now. So I'm calling at these other turkeys, hitting them with the box call, and I look to my right and there are two giant longbeards coming. So I missed the first shot, and the turkey takes off to the right, and you know me, I gotta get another arrow. So I get another arrow, and I missed. So I've now missed 2 shots in 40-mile-an-hour winds at my first Rio. And the only good thing I can say is is I've got a whole bunch more arrows and a whole bunch more turkeys out in this field, and they're still coming my way. So there's 3 big giant gobblers on my decoy, and they're stacked up like the only thing I can think about is like shooting them and them looking like a shish kebab. So I aimed for the first one and let her fly.
You get that other one?
One in the middle.
One right next to the hen. Took his back.
There they go. We got a Rio. The second part of the slam is done, baby. A Rio in Texas. Yeah. Look at this thing. Gorgeous right there. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Man, that Rays did a number on him. Just zipped him square dead through both sides.
So we got a Rio down and we're heading for our Eastern. We're going to Iowa.
Morning, everybody. We're in Iowa. It's a beautiful morning. We got old Henrietta sitting out there in the window wheat there. And a whole bunch of turkeys gobbling all around us, all these ridges.
So sure enough, we get this big giant longbeard off to our left. We got these birds hammering to our right, and it is a race to see which ones are gonna get here first. Next thing you know, we see this redhead pop out in this cornfield and work his way all the way across the cornfield, coming straight to our decoy, working right in the sun. And one of the most beautiful turkey moments of all time is watching this giant eastern longbeard just strut across this field with the sun coming up, the dew on the ground, and the rest is history.
And that is our Eastern, baby. We got the Osceola, we did the Osceola, we did the Rio. And now, my man Jeremy Putnam is behind the camera, and it is a slammer lightning strikes twice in the same place, right here in Iowa, baby.
Son, look at that.
So there's 3 turkeys down, the Osceola, the Rio, and now our Eastern. We're heading to South Dakota with Ryan Klesko. Klesko's got this slamming spot with some Miriam turkeys on there. They drop me off at this old abandoned farmhouse and say, "Get out, bud." On this far hillside on the other side of this highway, here comes these turkeys just hanging out, coming down the hill, working their way. Cars are going past. But sure enough, they're coming our way, and they're coming to this green field. So these turkeys are heading in. They look up, they see the tail fan decoy, and there are 3 giant Miriam turkeys on a mission to come kick Ike's tail. Don't worry, Ike, I got you. So he's standing on Ike for like what seems like 15 minutes, but really it's about 35 seconds. I'm at full draw, he's at 6 yards. This big old Tom's in trouble. So we got our big bird down, number 4, Grand Slam with bow, no blind. First time it's ever been done. Right here on Arrow Affliction. And I gotta tell you, that training really did help. Now we're going for a world record, a viewer challenge. Gotta love this part.
We are about ready to shoot lifesavers out of the air. Right here against the barn, we got the evil jester over there gonna throw up the lifesavers.
Pull her. To the right. I'm telling you, every one of them is that far to the left. Nicked it.
Booyah! Over my head, but it's still swimming to the surface. Relax and just breathe it in again. The only thing for certain is every word I said is now the worth its weight in paper and ink. No pencil left, don't be misled. Oh yes, I stumble and fumble to say the least. I you up and show respect. Thoughts of strength in the feet. I'm the beat and follow weak and all the lessons I can teach. Where you will never see the sky. You're staring down at your feet, know what I mean? Know what I mean?